Welcome back to episode 4 of Seapolis 2. Off camera I have ground away and made all these dirt blocks. You can just see there they're just finishing turning, so our farms are complete. I've added one resource generator here for that oak drawer, and I've added another resource generator up there for this line of flux hammers. So these are both now working. Ooh, let's see what else did I do. In fact, I didn't do anything else because that's all I've done. So in this episode what we're going to do is we're going to automate. Before we go any further, I've updated. I'm now on Seapolis 2 version 7.2, which means there has been a nerf, and that nerf is this recipe has now dropped from 8 pour transformation powder to 5. So that's the only change that affects us at this stage. A lot of the other changes are for further on down the line, so they don't really affect us. So what we're going to do today is we're going to automate the dust into the dust blocks into dust itself through sieving. So what we're going to need here is an auto clicker into here. Now for the time being we're only going to use one sieve and we're not going to use those. There's a reason for that, and that is because I'm going to end up with loads of these making different levels of dust as we go down the line. So this can be performing no, let's set it up first. So what we're going to need here to automate this procedure here into making this pour transformation powder is a way of only putting one stack at a time in here. So that's what we're going to do now, and what this involves is going back in our quest book to our basic materials chapter, and just here there is a structured crafter. So in world Autocrafting can use blocks or inventories to craft items. The example above shows logs being made into planks and put inside the chest. The blocks require redstone signal to work. So we're going to make the redstone, the structured crafter, and we're going to make another what they call redstone clocks. Yeah. So to make the structured crafter we just need to craft another crafting auto mat, which is 5 crafting tables in a plus shape, and then we craft that to get our structured crafter. What we're going to need for this is 9 oak drawers, and the way this works I believe is I'm going to do it just here. We place down our 9 oak drawers in a 3x3. Don't know why I'm crouching, because they don't stack like that. And then just here in the middle we put our structured crafter, and we face it. It needs to be facing that way. So what I might have to do here is take the middle drawer out and place it down on that block. No, still facing down. Oh, maybe it's placing against the block that we're pointing. So what we're going to need just here is storage for the output. So what we need to do here is place down the output for the craft here, and then place the structured crafter against that, and then we can put that drawer back. Where did my drawer go? I had another drawer. Oh, it's there. It's that one, isn't it? I need to make another one. Right, what we're going to need for this is the keys to lock the drawers. We do have gold and we can make them. So for storage drawer, we need the key that locks. So we need to lock the drawers. So it's that recipe there, which is simple enough to do. And what we do here is we place the recipe in the actual drawers here. So what we've got is the recipe for the pour transformation powder. So we want dust on the edges, pebbles in, oops. So we want pebble, 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 and pebble, and we're going to lock those in. And then we want to split the dust into 4. Dust here, 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 and lock those in. And then we want flint, oops, that's not flint. We want our flint in the middle and lock that in. Now this won't do anything until it has a redstone signal, so we can give it a redstone signal now. We just place that underneath it. And as you can see there, it's now made the oak drawers. So what we need to do here is input into these drawers to keep this process going. And to do that, we need to downgrade the drawers into 1-stack drawers. And that will be the easiest thing to do. Now hopefully we can make the downgrade. So reduces the base storage to a single stack. So we need 2 flint. So let's just pull all that flint out of there. Now should be able to make 3 of these already because I've already got the middle bits. So we need another 6 of those. So we put these upgrades in each one of these barrels here. Storage drawers barrels. And as you can see with the storage drawer in there, these will now only hold 1 stack of each of the resources that we're getting. And what we need to do is we need to pull out the pebbles from this drawer controller and to put them into this setup. Now the easiest way to do that would be to create another drawer controller, place it on top, and then pipe into that. So we shall create another drawer controller and do exactly that. Right, so there's our drawer controller on top, and I've just started the outer pipes just to keep going. So what we're going to do just here is take the output from these 2 barrels, not these 2, just these 2 barrels. So we need to wrench those off, and then that's probably putting, no, it's not putting anything. And this is a bit all crammed. I might have to move this back a couple. In fact, we can do this underneath, which would make it less crammed. So what we're going to do is take the outputs of these 2 barrels just here. So output from this one, and we can wrench that now. The output of this one. And it wants to go into this clip machine. Now, fortunately, our energy pipe runs there. So what I'm going to do just here, I do have more energy pipes, so we can break these. and just bring these down and across, which will allow us to drop this item pipe down and across. Bit messy, I know, but allows us to keep the floor looking nice and clean. So this now is getting dust from these two barrels, and as you can see there, it is creating, or it will be creating dust. It's probably going in my inventory. So what we're going to do here is, on top of there, we are going to put a storage drawer like so, and under here we can put in our item collector, and we will lock that drawer because why not. Now we can start this process going already. We don't need to wait. Probably gonna have to make some more item pipes though. Where do we going to go with this? Now we want to connect to that drawer controller there. Is that this line? Yes, it is. That's unfortunate. So I think what we'll do here is, rather than put this just here, we will put it on this one, and that should be lined up with that drawer controller there, which it is. So we can now take from the top of here, bring this across and line it up with that, and wrench that into an output. So that will now pull out the dust and insert it into these 4 drawers, but of course it has to fill this one up first. We can't actually tell how much is in that drawer unless we do that. Oh, it's because there's none in, that's why. This will be crafting probably as it goes along, even though I've took out the flint it would have crafted. So which one is the... Right, so dust is going into that one first by the looks of it. Yeah, so it's filling that one first, but that's fine. It looks like we could do with more sieves, so I'm going to expand that a little. Now we do know from prior work on this one here that we can have 2 rows of sieves with the click machine facing that way. And we may as well upgrade those meshes to flint if we have the flint to do so. It's 6 per... I've got no flint left. Oh, no, got no flint left. So these will have to stay. In fact, let's just put 3 on for now. We don't need to go ham with 9, because as soon as the backlog of these is used, then these aren't very fast. Let's put it that way. So we'll put those back in there. So we need to take the pebbles out of here and move them over to that controller over there. Now, to avoid hitting that item pipe, we're going to take out the top of this into that one. And it needs filtering, so we're going to take a pebble out of there. Can I get up onto here? Yes. So with this, we want to wrench it to make it an output, and then right click with an empty hand. Oh, now we need an upgrade in here before we can filter it. Hopefully I can make the bottom tier filters, because if I can't, then we've got a problem. Right, okay, so it's flint, and that just uses the next one up with more flint, and that is the next one up with more. So we just need flint basically. So we should have some gravel in here. So let's get that gravel sieving. Yeah, we've got plenty of gravel. While we're doing that, let's collect these quests. So we've got more B-books there, and we finish this chapter off here with more B-books. Is that complete? Yes. So that's enough to get the first tier. We'll use item pipe here. And we might as well go straight to the second tier improved pipe upgrade. And we can place that upgrade into this interface, which should give us, does that not give us a filtering at all? So we're going to need the next tier up. Luckily these recipes are relatively cheap. Right, so we need the advanced pipe upgrade before the filter is actually open to us. So we're going to place stone pebble in there and submit it. So this will only extract stone pebbles. We actually need flint as well, don't we? So we can add a second one and submit flint. Now we need to run this item pipe all the way across to here. And that should now take out our flint and stone pebbles. You see there, it went straight away. And they should go straight into these storage drawers because this one is locked and it's actually an output anyway. So that flint should have gone into there, which it has, and these pebbles should be all full because these pipes are really quick. So the only thing we're waiting for is the dust to fill up from these, and that will give us a continuous amount of ore transformation powder. So we can now get rid of this chest. And this powder can go in there. So what do we do with the powder? Well, we've two things we need to do. We need to transform it into blocks, and we need to keep some for the next tier up powders. So we need to split the output of the pore transformation powder. Now that's filling up relatively quickly now. We've got that process automated, and we need to continuously put gravel into these. Now if I can fill these up with gravel. Let's fill these hoppers up with gravel under here. Now the reason for filling them up with gravel is they will automatically move into the click machine and keep that full. For the time being anyway. So we need a automated process for gravel. Now when you sieve gravel, it not only gives you flint, it actually gives you stone pebbles as well. So we need that process running all the time to keep this fed with our stone pebbles and our flint. Now what I'm going to do is lock that drawer while it's got some flint in it, and I'm going to lock this drawer because that's our pebbles, so we've always got a space free should we run out of space in these drawers. I'm going to set up 2 runs of this process just to do gravel. So just here, what I'm going to do is put a flux hammer down with a barrel in front and a barrel on top. I do hate it when it puts it that way. So I'm going to place 2 resource generators on here, and this will be gravel once again. Don't know why I'm jump shifting. And this will take our cobblestone and grind it or hammer it into gravel. So these need power, and we're going to pull that from underneath. So we now have our gravel making machine in here. There's our first gravel, and then what we're going to do from here is put them into this item pipe and connect them to this click machine. Now this already runs underground. Now it comes out somewhere over here, and we don't need this now, so we want to come out of these 2 barrels. So these both need wrenching. And we need to go into that pipe there. And this should be now filling up with gravel, which it is. I'm saying it is. That actually might be filling up with all the gravel that are placed in these hoppers still. Nope. Right, so we now have a continuous source of gravel, which gives us a continuous source of flint and stone pebbles. Doesn't wholly tie up this sieving process, so we can still make other things of it, because those, as we know, are not very fast. So there might be a backlog of gravel, so certainly don't make 9 gravel. Yeah, we need to look at some upgrades for these in the future. We do have another quest complete. I didn't remember completing another quest. Oh, right, okay. So, oh, and we get freebies. That's nice. Freebie upgrades. Right, so that is the fully automated process, I believe, now for making the pore transformation powder. One thing I have been told in comments in our previous video is that lava is not perhaps the best that we can do at the moment, and it is in fact coal. We've got 469 coal in there, so that could make quite a few blocks, and a block of coal is actually 50 heat instead of 30, so we can at some point upgrade that. The next process we've got to do is split this. We need to split it into 2. We need to keep some pore transformation powder as that, and then we need to convert the rest into blocks, which we're going to use for these stone barrels. Now for these stone barrels we're going to need lava, so we're going to need to take some of our lava that we've got over here and feed it into these stone barrels, and then take this and put it into click machines actually. So we're only going to use 1 barrel for now. So just realised I wasn't actually recording. I had a short break and I did all this off camera. Well, that sucks. So let me just run through what happens here. So this is the recipe for the pore transformation powder. This block here will craft it when there's sufficient items in, goes into here. This pipe here pulls out. Now this pipe has an advanced pipe upgrade in, and is set to round robin distribution, which means when it gets to here It will split the powder equally between this drawer and this drawer. You can see there that it's not equal at the minute. That's 220, that's 431, because what happens is, whoops, this powder is dropping into this hopper and into this click machine, which then clicks the powder into a block and then clicks it again, throw it in the air, which this basic collector here picks up and puts into this drawer. And as you can see there, we've got 86, and the lava in there is actually coming from our lava supply over here, which I've upgraded all the lava blocks to blocks of coal. It wasn't 50, it was actually 40 heat, as you can see there in the tooltip, and I've extended that round there. Now I'm just gonna have to keep an eye on this and make sure this is basically that process there has drained all our lava. Now there was a backlog of this powder, but as you can see there, there's still 213 more to go. I'm just wondering if there's any advanced way we can make this block that does. No, there isn't. There might have been a machine that you could have used later on to make it. Not to worry. So why split it, I ask? Well, we've already gone over this, but in case you didn't see it in the previous episode, we used the pore transformation powder to make the next tier up powder. This one here, the improved transformation powder. So that's the reason why we're splitting it into two. So half gets put into the oak drawer and transformed into pore organic matter, and then this will go into making our next powder. What else did I do off camera? I don't think I did anything, to be honest. Pretty sure I had these all set up on camera before. Oh, I added an upgrade to this storage drawer because the Flint was absolutely piling in here and actually went into that drawer. This one already has one in. I might change these drawers around if they continue to pile up like that, because this gravel is going to keep coming. We are not doing too good on our back. Oh, in fact we are. We're catching up, I suppose, because this was one row and about half to here. So we are actually catching up with the backlog of dust. So I'll leave those as 4 for now. If we need to expand that, we can. It's all a bit cramped around here, unfortunately. So where do we go from here? Now, this pore organic matter has, as far as I'm aware, only one use, and that is to sieve to get our tin, coal, copper and the mini coal. So we need a sieving process for that. Now we already have storage for the coal, mini coal and coal over here. So all we need to do is to get that into that pipe there, because that chest supplies these barrels and we don't actually need to put it in these barrels. We need to just go straight ahead and sieve it, and we might as well get that going now so we don't have too much of a backlog. Where does this item pipe underneath go? So it only goes over there, so we need to bring these all the way across to that side. Right, and now that should now send all this this should now all be sent into this click machine. Yep, and there we are. We are going to have a backlog, of course, so our flint is not going to our gravel that's over here is obviously going to have to fight with the red powder block. But once, I mean, this is fairly quick. Surprising how quick it is with it being 9. So that shouldn't be too bad. So we now have our tin and copper and coal automated completely, up to the point of getting these pieces. And then what you do with the pieces is we need to craft those into 4 to make the raw tins. There is a flux compactor machine, which I'm not sure of the recipe, or it requires redstone. Oh, in fact, we've got comparators on the boats. We still need redstone for the pistons, so we can't actually make those yet. I don't think redstone is a million miles too close either. I think if I'm right, I mean, we're here just about to enter Bronze Age, and redstone is all the way down here, colourful matter. Sure, it's on there, yeah. So that's quite a ways off yet. And whoops, I forgot to block off the top of this stone barrel and it filled up with water. Don't forget to block this barrel from the elements. Okay, so I've been sat here a while AFK and I noticed that these end crucibles here are out cobblestone and these were both empty. Now I have pulled some cobblestone out of that setup over there, which is our gravel, and I've also pulled out one of the resource generators because quite obviously this is not giving us enough cobblestone to keep the crucibles going. Now the reason behind that is because this barrel here is still converting these poor transformation powders, so we're going to need some more crucibles. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put hopper into that one and then put cobblestone on top. That should turn blue. Yeah, that's not keeping up. So it's pointless adding more crucibles until we can get more cobblestone generated. So we're going to need a few more resource generators. I'll do that off camera and I'll just keep adding hoppers underneath into these, but that's going to have an adverse effect on this setup over here. I mean, that's generating lava quite quickly, but I've also noticed that the poor transformation powder is actually going up, not down. And the other problem I've got at the minute is, of course, I'm not using this side, so when this side is full, everything will be going into this side and using even more lava. So we've got to keep an eye on that. Now we've filled one of the 4 sections here with copper pieces. So, oh, in fact, we've filled the tin one as well. So where's the other tin going? Over here. So let's not put it there. Let's put it in here. I want to get this process automated. Now, the easiest way of doing that is to use these crafting automats. And if I can just grab a furnace, we might as well furnace these as well. So temporary thing, let's put a barrel down. Is that empty? Yes, it is. Right, we are going to need a pipe into said barrel. I'm going to change this barrel, and here we're going to put the furnace. I'm going to set that pipe to extract. Now it shouldn't extract any fuel that I put in here. That should stay in. Now vanilla sided furnaces, if you put in the top, it fills the top slot. If you put in the side, it should fill the fuel, and any items that are cooked should come out the bottom. Let's just put it there for the time being. If I put the storage drawer there in front of the crafting automat, and we take... See, the problem is you can't filter. I don't believe you can filter on input on these pipes. You can't put a filter in there. You can only filter on output, which is a problem because I only want one of these piece types to go in the crafting automat. So that makes it slightly awkward. Put a storage drawer there. And then we will lock that to, say, copper pieces. So I'll put a copper piece in there, lock the drawer with the key, and now does this work if I pull out of there into that? Now what's that? Auto crafting not sparse, because it's not got a recipe in it. So if I then take lots of copper pieces and put in the recipe there. Oops, we don't want to do that. Just do it like that. That should... Oh, it needs a redstone signal, doesn't it? That's right. needs a redstone signal, so we'll need a redstone clock making. Now if I put the redstone clock just here, we should be able to add another one just there. Is that correct? Yeah. So that's now making the oak drawers. Now this I've actually got back to front. We're not actually pulling out though, we're putting, so we're making these first and then we're putting into the furnace. So we don't want that at all. So we then pull out of here and into here. What I'm going to do here is come underneath and round and up the back. Now it doesn't matter about that because I'm going to put that there, but I don't want those to connect. So we will shift and right click to disconnect that, and we don't want it to connect there either. So we need to go in the top, and then we want to pull from under there. Right, and then we wrench that one, and that should put the it's not. Why is that not going in there? Did that wrench? Didn't wrench. Now it should. Yeah, so that's now working, and that puts our finished copper in there. Now we also need to pull out the mini coal from there. Now what I'm going to do is take that mini coal out and put it in that one as well, and then lock that drawer up so we can pull direct from that drawer into the side of this furnace, which is the fuel. So disconnect that. Where we're coming from, don't have enough pipes for this, and it would have been better if I'd have put the oh, actually we can go on the other side. Can I say it would have been better if we put the furnace here, but that's not to worry. So one more pipe, and then we can extract from there, and that should keep that fueled with the mini coal. And because we locked that drawer with both of those in, mini coal should only go in that drawer until it fills up. That process there automates these tin pieces. I've not actually... We don't actually need that drawer, do we? Yes, we do need that drawer. But I haven't actually automated this bit, getting the tin pieces from there to there. Yeah, it's a shame you can't filter on input on these pipes, but as you can see that you can't access the GUI of the pipe, so yeah, that's a real downer with that, because I could just connect that pipe to there and then branch off this to there. But if I do that, then these may end up going into this furnace. Not sure if they will or not, actually, thinking about it. Let's try it. Oh, they don't. Okay. Well, that's fine then. If they... Yeah, that's fine. So they won't automatically go into the furnace, because you can't furnace those. You can only craft them. So all I need to do here is just branch off this pipe into this drawer, and then these copper pieces should get transferred. So as you can see there from the tooltip at the top, they are being transferred across. And then these then should auto-craft them. This inventory will get filled up. They'll be auto-crafted into here. Then they go down underneath the floor, up there, into the top of this furnace. Automatically furnace and output into this barrel. Right, so we can make another crafting auto mat for the tin pieces. We'll put this one just here, then it uses that redstone clock, and then it's just a similar sort of setup. So we've got some drawers, we need a pipe here, and if I just do that, I can place the drawer there and then break this one. Wait, come back. And then what we do is we take the tin pieces from here, put them in this drawer, and then don't forget to lock the drawer. And then in here we need some more tin pieces to put the recipe in. And then we're going to have another storage drawer as output. And all we're going to do here is connect this pipe next to that one. Now put the output in first and wrench it. Come down one and across. Then I can fill that back in and keep it neat. So we just need, let's just prime the system. Then we can lock that. That was quick. And then when this copper is finished processing, it should process this tin. And these should empty out. Now, before that empties, let's lock that drawer, damn it. Yeah, let's lock that drawer. But this here gives us fully automated processing of the ore pieces. Right, so I've added more resource generator 2s just here, and we are now creating a plus on cobblestone, and these are remaining full. And as you can see, we're now generating a net plus in lava, even though this process should still be running. Why is that not? Oh, that's empty. Right, okay, so we've actually caught up. Well, that's good. It looks like what we've actually done is caught up in the backlog of dust that we had in here. Yeah, we have. So that process now should keep up, and we should generate a net plus in lava, and everything else should be running fine there. So that's good. I did miss a pipe here. Those probably noticed from an earlier from earlier on in the video. So this is now processing the tin, which goes into this, and that should oh okay, that is a problem. Damn, we don't want mini coal going in the top of there. If I just throw mini coal in there. That should filter into there, but it should not go in the top there. Yeah, so that's fine. Now let's just have a quick look at the quests, see where we go from here. Now we've got we didn't do anything with hostile mobs up here. We haven't got anything to do with this. Now I think for improved matter we might have to do a new mob. No, that's not a mob drop, it's the liquid. Need to know how we make this liquid, so we just transform it. But before we get to there, we've got to make bronze, of course, so we need to back up to the Bronze Age. And the first thing we're going to need here is a multi-servo press, and then I've got to think about where I'm going to put machines in this setup. I think we're going to have a possible tidy up around here, because this is just like a waste of space with just random chests and things everywhere. I moved the stone that was over there over here to make way for that setup, and we don't really need this anymore, the podzol that's in the middle, so I'm going to have a tidy up off camera. And then I will probably put machines, I don't know, somewhere around this area here. Okay, so that's a little bit tidier. I have decided to put my machines across here, where this wood is, where it runs into the stone, because I don't really need access to this immediate area just here. So the first thing we've got to do in the quest line is to make a multi-servo press, which is literally all copper and tin ingot with a couple of sticks. And it's as simple as that. So what we're going to do here is just break a row of this spruce planks, put in some energy pipe, and we'll start with a multi-servo press there, and then all I've got to do is hook this. I don't think I've got enough here actually. No, not quite enough. Just want a couple of pieces more. And that should be getting power now. Yeah, full up. Right, so time to move the bed since it's night time. We're going to put it way over here and then sleep to reset our spawn point. So that was that quest. Now we now need to make tin and copper plates to make the induction smelter. So we need 6 tin and 1 copper. And that should be our first induction smelter. Pop that next door to it. And from here we can now make bronze. Now the induction smelter, we should be able to click here and show the recipes, and it looks like we can make all the alloys in here, which is good, including steel. But of course we don't have iron. Well, yeah, we have access to iron because we actually found some in the world in the chests, but we haven't got to the point where we're producing it. What's that? Oh, that's ripping apart ores. Oh, interesting. EMC core, that's later on, and it looks like we can turn dusts back into ingots in here. We can process the gold by the looks of it. I wonder if we can process the other. Yeah, there was a raw lead, but that only produces 1 for 1. So copper is only 1 for 1 as well. So there's no actual benefit apart from not using the small coal in the furnace over there. To actually using the induction smelter instead of a furnace. Anyway, if memory serves, yep, it's 3 copper, 1 tin. It makes bronze. Not quite sure how much bronze we are going to need. Let's just have a quick look further down. Turn a block of bronze, place under a barrel of poor organic fluid to convert it into improved organic matter. Right, okay, so we're not actually using bronze to make the fluid. Right, that wasn't lava. I'm sure it looked like lava when I was looking at it. There's also the sequential fabricators for auto-crafting. That needs a bit. Not sure we're going to go down that route yet. Gear working die, that's in a smithing table. We're going to need to do that. And then the pulverizer is all bronze. So that we're going to need probably half a stack of bronze to get to that point. So let's go with a view of, let's do 16 to 48 we need, and let's make that in bronze. And that's empty. I am sieving, or was, some sand to get seagrass, which is a different quest. And you use the seagrass to make the sugar cane and cactus and bamboo, which we may need rather shortly. So let's grab some bronze, which completes that quest. One more to make the block, and then we can see. Oh no, we didn't need one more. Sworn I only grabbed 8. I bet the quest gave us some. It says in the quest, obtain a block of bronze, place under a barrel of poor organic fluid. That's just given us a second bronze block to convert it to improved organic fluid. That is lava. Not poor. We don't have poor organic fluid. I think that might be an error in the quest book. Just bear with me a minute, I'll just confirm that. Okay, so confirm that is an actual bug. It should be under a barrel of lava, so this wooden birch barrel is not going to be good enough. We need a stone one. I do have a stone barrel. Good. Right, okay, so what you do is you place down your block of bronze, place down the stone barrel, and if this works correctly and I grab a bucket, I can grab a bucket of lava, and then that should convert into the improved organic matter. And we shall see. There we go. Improved organic fluid, 1 bucket. And what do we do with the improved organic fluid? We have to make the improved transformation powder. This stuff. And then, as we do with lava over here, we click the improved organic dust on a barrel of this stuff, and it creates not the poor block but the improved block, which we then sieve. Wow. So we need to make a whole load of this stuff. So after doing this as a test to see whether this actually worked or not, it quickly became apparent that I'm not making enough lava. So I upscaled off camera, and what we've got here are 4 rows of crucibles sat on blocks of coal, all connected down the middle here on this side and this side. I just need a few more to finish that off there, and then all the cobblestone going in the top. Now the cobblestone doesn't actually spread everywhere if all these are hammering away at creating lava. There is a shortfall of about 8 crucibles which don't get any cobblestone, simply because they can't transfer the cobblestone fast enough. That's if all these crucibles are actually working and demanding stone, but once they fill up, as you can see, they maintain that. Temporarily I turned the engines around and connected up half the crucibles via this, although this is going to change. I'll move this off camera. Created a basic fluid tank which holds 32 buckets of lava, which all these output into. This section here goes down and across, comes up here and into there, and is output via the bottom. Now the only thing that this currently feeds is this stone barrel here, which is converting the transformation powder just there. I added this section. I didn't add it correctly, so again I'll move that off camera because it's just a case of rebuilding it. I'm going to create another platform here for the next transformation powder up. Now we know we don't need a huge abundance of bronze blocks. Creating this organic fluid is not too bad. Let me just collect that. I didn't know there was a quest for that actually.